Oh yeah, what do we have right here? Well, you're thinking to yourself, dude, you got a lawn chair. Well, there's more than just a lawn chair to me. This is nostalgia. This is something that was at grandma's house. This is Americana at its best. There's something about these 70s and 80s lawn chairs that when you whip these out at any kind of party, everyone's like, ooh, I remember those. You know, everybody loves these chairs. They're fantastic. And what's not to love about the 70s and 80s? You know, the aluminum with the faux wood and the rubber, the stuff that would just stick to your skin if it was too hot, or, you know, let's just say you didn't jump out of the pool like immediately or whatever else. I mean, if you did, you'd slip right through the plastic, you know, but if you didn't, it would burn your skin. So, I mean, really nothing safe about it. And something about this cheap 70s aluminum too, there's a little bit of a danger aspect to it, you know, especially for a larger frame guy like me. I'd probably go through about, I don't know, let's just say half a dozen every summer. So, I don't know, but they're still cool, and I buy them every single time that I go to an estate sale. And the reason that I tell you that is because 2024 has been a tough year to score deals at estate sales. And if you're watching this channel, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, he's probably going to talk about fishing lures. Well, I will. I mean, there's some fishing related stuff that I found this year, but the lures have been tough to come by. So I want to show you a couple other items to just be on the lookout that, you know, maybe you could add a little bit of extra character at your house. I mean, heck, go to any sporting goods store. You're not going to find any chairs like this for under $25, and for probably $3. That's a heck of a deal. And it's a conversation piece. So stick around. We're going to take a look at some of the things that I've found this year that I want you to be on the lookout for. And that can be outdoor stuff like coolers. That can be maybe even baseball cards. You know, we won't go too heavy into that or whatever else. But not to worry, there is some fishing lures at the end of this video, so stick around for that as well too. So, without further ado, let's kick off 2024's estate sale finds. Welcome back to Angling Archaeology, everybody, on this beautiful winter morning. It's the type of winter morning that makes you wonder, why do I live in the Midwest? We've got just a nice, brisk 3 degrees outside with a wind chill of -16. You know, it's jacket weather is kind of what I'm getting at. So I figured this is the perfect time to get out there and do some fishing. No way. No, I'm going to do an estate sale. And, well, I found a couple things that might be pretty intriguing. So stick around. We'll see if we can snag them. Well, gotta be honest, not too bad. I thought there'd be a lot more people, but I guess the freezing temps is keeping everybody away. Well, it's official. I've become one of those guys. What I mean by that is a placeholder guy. Went over there, threw my little cup down as a placeholder in line. That's when you know you go to too many estate sales, where you kind of know the flow and what to do. I'm not sure how they do things in your neck of the woods. Here in the Midwest, specifically Kansas City, get in early, get your placeholder in line, and then hope for the best. So what I'm doing here is there's a couple tackle boxes, a really cool old pal, and then a Plano as well that looks pretty intriguing. And then some other things too that I'll look at that aren't really fishing related, but it was worth it. They had a lot of reels. The reason I'm telling you all this right now is because I probably won't have any time to film. You got to get in, grab it, and get out. I mean, that's just kind of how this goes. I'm going to grab what I can, get back home, and we're going to take a look. Now, these 2 tackle boxes in the back were the sole reason why I went to this estate sale. I was really rolling the dice and hoping there'd be some vintage lures in there. Well, I rolled the craps. There wasn't anything in there. But that's okay. That old pal is still a very cool tackle box, and I picked that up. They also had a ton of these old school bait casters. Now, none of these really knocked my socks off, so I kind of steered clear of these. And in general, steer clear of them because they don't do so hot on eBay. But if you're a collector, $5 a piece, not a bad deal. Well, I didn't exactly hit any grand slams at this estate sale, but I was able to pick up a couple items which I thought were pretty cool. So first being this vintage old pal tackle box. It's a $12.90. A lot of great character, incredible shape. It's a 2 tray. You can't go wrong with that. Best part, $5. And look at the character on that too. If you can see, looks like there's a little crappie or sunfish on there, or maybe it's just a very weird looking bass, but neat little tackle box, pretty cool. $5, you can't go wrong. You know, pick those up every single time. I'll probably put that one on eBay. I might collect it or maybe just use it as a spare, but you know, set it up there for $10, see what happens. If it doesn't sell, hey, it looks great in the collection, who cares? Next is this is probably the star of the show. You got this vintage Coleman cooler right here. $15. You can't even go to a gas station and find a styrofoam cooler for $15, let alone a vintage metal one like this. In awesome shape. This is gonna be my lake cooler right here. I mean, you can't go wrong. Coleman, Wichita company. I'm a Wichita guy, you know, born and raised in Wichita. I got to go with the hometown cooler, you know. So this one was a pretty special find. So I like this. This is a good keeper right here. So all in all, you know, 20 bucks. Hey, you're ready to go camping. You're ready for the weekend with something like this. I wish this thing was full of lures, but hey, that's just how it goes sometimes. I also want to show you a few items that I passed up on a couple weeks ago. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, dude, those are new and packaged thin fin Hottentots. What are you doing? Well, for 10 bucks a piece, that's a little too rich for my blood. Maybe if you're collecting it, but if you want to resell it, I mean, they may go for $10 on eBay. Maybe they may not. Who knows? I mean, I'm thinking somewhere probably in the $7, $8 ballpark. I thought they were a little expensive. I really went there for what's right there in the middle, the Wigglewort. And I went there not even 5 minutes after it opened, and that was already gone. That would be a home run. Look for the original Wiggleworts, even out of package. Wiggleworts are totally the way to go. Those can be 20 or 30 bucks, if not more than that. Well, folks, another day, another estate sale. And this one started about an hour and a half ago, so that means that I'm sure that everything that I want is already gone, which is nice. And listen, I just didn't have it in me today to fight the hustle and bustle and the crowds and the amazing race to try to find what I want. But this is, you know, per usual. Looked on statesales.net, found a couple tackle boxes, was interested to see if anything was inside. So, you know, it's worth the trip to just see if there's a couple treasures left over. So let's hop inside and see what we can find. Well, yet again, we've got another estate sale with a nice variety of old school tackle boxes. And here we see the Magnum series by Plano. So we've got the Sidekick. There's a couple of those. Also a couple of just the traditional Magnum by Plano's. We also have this Adventure that I pick up. Yes, please. We've got some bobbers over here. And then as I pan over, you're going to see a Fenwick and also a drawer style Plano as well. Then the other table, which I'm going to get to here in 1 second, has a lot of terminal tackle and fly fishing gear. There was some really nice line and tippet there. But it was 6X and I don't really use that. That's really super lightweight stuff. All right, we're back here in the studio, and as you saw from that estate sale, they had quite a few really nice old school tackle boxes. One example is this right here, this old school mini Magnum by Plano. It's a little Sidekick. Now, he had a lot of fly fishing gear, so I'm guessing he probably used this as his fly box, but man, it is like mint. It is in incredible shape. He had taken really, really good care of this. He had another one too that had lures in it, and they wanted like $25 for it, but this one, for $10, you got the handle, great shape. Throw this puppy up on eBay for 15 bucks. Fantastic. Or, I mean, I might even just keep it for $10. That is a really, really nice box. I might actually use it for my fly fishing. Who knows? It's a heck of a deal. And speaking of $10, I found another tackle box right here. This Adventure 1566 tackle box. Really, really nice shape. I mean, once again, just very well taken care of. And I gotta tell you, this is why I bought it. Anytime it has the original sticker on it, I'm a sucker for that. I need the originality, the sticker, you know, give me the tags, the advertising, anything new in package. You can kind of tell from behind that I like to collect stuff with a lot of originality or that's still new in box. I mean, even the inside of this still has knot tying instructions. That sticker. What's not to love about that? And the small details, the little striping, the yellow and orange striping, just very 1980s. Yeah, love this box. 10 bucks, definitely staying in the collection. All right, last but not least, as far as fishing items go, I got this bag of little split shots for $1.50. You know, split shots or weights in general are like toilet paper. You know, you don't want to have to buy it or spend a whole lot of money on it, but you got to have it, right? So especially when you're fly fishing, and I got a fly fishing trip coming up, these tiny little micro split shots are just what you need to get that fly down at the bottom of the water when you got a little bit of a, you know, a heavier current. So for $1.50, yeah, this will last me a couple years. That's a heck of a deal. Another item, not fishing related, but I thought was pretty cool. I'm certainly reliving my childhood with this. I found a couple of these boxes unopened, of these Pro Sets 1990 NFL cards, 20 bucks a piece. Now you go on eBay, these are about $20 a piece, you know, just like the way they are right now. Factory sealed, unopened. But I'm going to do what they call in the card community as a box break, because there's a possibility here, if I pick up this Joe Montana or this Emmitt Smith. Hold up, did I just say Emmitt Smith? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clearly I've been out of the card game way too long. This is definitely Barry Sanders right here. And these are the ones that you're looking for. And I'm a Barry fan. He's a Wichita native. What's not to love? Now, Emmitt Smith would be a great card to find. I think it's his rookie year. But what I meant was Barry. Or, hey, even maybe a Bo Jackson would be nice as well, too. So that's what I'm looking for. Well, you know, if those are Gem Mint 10s, you know, graded, whatever else, those could be hundreds of dollars. There's also an error card here that Joe Montana had, and I'll have to look up a little more of the detail. I haven't looked up cards in quite some time, but that was going for thousands of dollars. Plus, they also have some other random cards, like they had a Santa Claus that was like a head coach or something like that in this year of cards. And not only that, opening up cards like this is like nostalgic times 10. This will take you back to your childhood, especially as a kid who was buying these cards in 1990. This is going to be fun just to sit back, crack open a cold one, you know, and just open up, you know, a box of cards. Listen, I can't think of any other better way to spend a weekend, really. That really goes to show you how much of a dork I am. And last but not least, and yet again, not a fishing item, but I just thought it was super cool, and I know zero about this. Have no clue the value of these things. But for $3 a piece, I figured it was worth rolling the dice, and I thought they were super cool. If I think they're cool, I'm sure other people will think they're cool. So, you know, do a little research on them, throw them on eBay, roll the dice, so hope for the best. But that's these old school Mad magazines from the late 60s and early 70s. And I just love the cover. What's his name? Alfred E. Newman or something like that. But look at that. I mean, just that psychedelic cover right there. And I know this is not fishing related stuff, guys. I'm sorry, I know this is a fishing channel, but I just thought this was cool. You got the Easy Rider right here. You know, you got a Snoopy one. I mean, all sorts of just really neat covers. You know, you got The Godfather. I don't know. You know, maybe they're worth $1. Maybe they're worth 20 bucks. I have no clue. They could be worth 50 cents. It doesn't matter. Even if I'm stuck with them, I like the covers. I think they're cool. But we can't end this video without getting that home run, and we still have not got that home run. Now, are these tackle boxes great? And yet they are, you know, but it's not enough to end this video. I want to find that Grand Slam home run estate sale with all the lures. Now, this year has been fantastic for finding, you know, essentials like tackle boxes, but I want the goods. I need the lures. So we're going to stay on the hunt, and well, got to find another estate sale and see what we can find. Find another estate sale? See what we can find? Whatever. Just keep watching. So now I remember why I stopped collecting cards, because they don't make any sense at all. How can this card right here be worth $4,000 on eBay and for $1 all at the same time? It's an error card. It's got the wrong stats in the back. This Joe Montana card, it's all over the board. So, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. That's, you know, really why I don't collect this kind of stuff anymore. But I got to tell you, the nostalgia factor was all there. Opening up these cards, seeing all your heroes from back in the day, Barry Sanders. I mean, this is the closest thing you're going to get to a time machine. John Elway, look at him here in 1990. God, just a kid back then. Got Dan Marino, Troy Aikman, you know, here's another one. Here's another Joe Montana. And of course, I'm a huge Chiefs fan. And you can't forget about the late, great Derek Thomas, gone too soon. What an awesome player. It's just a ton of fun to open up a pack like this. I mean, this is the closest thing to a time machine, is to open up these cards. So either way, if they're not worth a lot, the nostalgic factor was worth every cent. Ton of fun. So what have we learned so far this year? Well, that junk wax is pretty much just that. It's just junk. So you better like Joe, because he might be sticking around for a while. But let me not deter you from collecting that kind of stuff. In fact, I've still got the Pro set over here unopened. I think that looks really cool on display. And that being said, I think there's still some good money to be made on unopened late 70s, early 80s wax packs. For example, it could be something as goofy as this, like this old school trucking wax packs right here. These are probably $20 or $30 unopened. And what's really big right now are the graded ones. If you can get a wax pack that looks really nice and good condition and get it graded, that would be awesome. So this one in particular right here, this is a 1979 wax pack graded, and these can bring in some pretty good money. So if you run across old school wax packs, you know, if you don't want to open them up, you can do the box break. You can kind of relive the old glory days, the nostalgia, see what the cards are inside. Or what I think is even more fun is get these ones graded and put them on display because they look really cool. So, you know, that's just something to think about, you know, if you're into that kind of thing. But this isn't a baseball channel or whatever else. I'm just kind of giving you my 2 cents. And I just think this is just going to keep growing and growing and growing. But heck, I could be wrong. I don't know. So as you saw in the beginning of the video, I had a couple coolers, and there's one cooler in particular I want you all to be on the lookout for, and that's this right here. It's the Cool Rest. If you can find this at a estate sale or garage sale, pick it up ASAP. I don't care if this thing is $30, $50, $60 at a estate sale. Buy it. Just buy it. Trust me. These are every bit of $100 to $150, up to $250 if you get the larger ones. It's all kind of dependent on condition, if it's got the sticker, if it's in good shape, whatever else. But these are a home run. So get these. These are awesome. And not only are they cool, if you got a, you know, classic truck like I do, you can put them in the bench seat. You know, I'd probably take them out at the end of the day. But, you know, it's a cool car accessory. But it's a great money maker on eBay. So if you run across them, get that. Or any kind of really late 70s, early 80s kind of lunch pail style cooler is always pretty hot. So just be on the lookout for that stuff. And one last item that I haven't discussed yet, and this is something that I used to look for all the time, but now it's become so popular that I don't even bother looking for it anymore because everybody's rushing in the door to go grab it. And it's not vinyl. It's something that you may not expect. And it's vintage hats. Yeah, vintage hats. If you can find these, this is an old school Chevy hat from, you know, the late 70s. I'm going to hold on to this just because I have an old C10. But this could be something, you know, $30 to $50, maybe even more. Look for gas and oil, but specifically look for like early 90s sports. The uglier the hat, the better. If it's got any kind of graffiti writing or shark tooth or goofy designs or whatever else, all the stuff from the early 90s sports teams. It doesn't matter what the team is. It could be college. It could be NFL, NBA, you name it. That stuff is hot. I remember just stumbling into this, thinking this might bring in a little bit of money. I found a Georgetown hat, which I thought, oh, this isn't too bad. I can't remember what it was, but I bought it for $1, and I think I sold it for $250 or more, maybe $300. I can't remember. It was a while back. But that's what got me on the hat game. And then I found a bunch of gas and oil that I was selling for $70, $80 a piece. I'm only telling you that so when you go out into the wild and you're looking at these estate sales, and if these hats aren't advertised, then you got a lot better chance to find them, put them on eBay, and flip them. So I'm just letting you know that there's still some money to be had. The last estate sale I went to had a bunch of hats. I didn't even bother going for it because the guy said those things were gone in like 5 seconds. People had huge bags. They literally got them off of a table, threw them in the bag, didn't even look at them, and just walked off. So, I mean, like, if you can find an unadvertised hat sale, go get them. This is good stuff right here. Well, I got to tell you, this is a pretty tough pill to swallow. This picture down below is the reason why I went to this estate sale. And you got everything from Rogue, Pose, Storm, Norman, you name it from the late 80s, early 90s, it was there. But this is all right up next to the checkout, and it was all taken by the time I got there. And it's one of those things where I could do everything right, which I did. I was there on time, but they had 2 different garages, and I happened to beeline it to the wrong one. Oh, FYI, the lures, $40 per tackle box full of lures. Well, hey, folks, it wasn't all doom and gloom. I still found a couple things to cast and collect. So we've got a few new in box lures here, and then also a really cool case of old school soft plastics. Some of these being very rare. Hint, these ones right here. So we'll take a look at those in just a second. But why don't we start from the smallest and go to the largest here. And we'll start with these 2 Rapala. We got a mini fat wrap right here. Very nice lure. Good color on that. But hey, you know what? Those always sell on eBay. So that's nice. In great shape. Box is in really good shape. So that was a good find. $2. These are each $2. In fact, everything that you see here was $2 a piece. Then we got one right here with a holographic finish. Nice little Just original floating lure right there. Neat little Rapala. $2, $4 total. Throw that on eBay. Boom. You just doubled your money. Now, let's get to some of the vintage stuff here. First being this really nice old school Storm, and it is a baby bug. Really neat little Storm lure. You can I just like this old school yellowing of the package. You know, got a little age to it. So, this will likely be for sale on eBay as well too. Be on the lookout for that. But just a really neat old school little Storm lure right there. Here's one. This Rogers Hog Hunter. And let's just take a look at this. You know what's cool about the Rogers? It's got a little something right here. Oh, good. It just wipes off. Just some crud. By the way, I'm looking at all this for the first time with you guys. What's neat about these, don't they just kind of remind you of the Smithwick eyes with this? They kind of did the same thing as Smithwick a little bit, but this is the Hog Hunter by Rogers. Neat little lure. Still in the original box. But yeah, pretty cool. And then finishing out, look at this toad. A 1 ounce Magnum Force rattle trap. This thing is, well, it's stuck in the box. There we go. An absolute beast of a lure. Man, that's got some rattle in there. But you got the 1 ounce. I like the old school boxes with these. Kind of the 70s looking cartoon fisher guy right there. But really cool. This one may stay in the collection because I don't have a 1 ounce one. But I think that's a pretty cool little find for $2. You can't beat that. Now, this was $20. I was a little hesitant about it, but I mean, this is a lot of vintage, late 80s, early 90s soft plastics for $20. I mean, this is more than you could fish in a lifetime, probably, honestly. I mean, there's just a ton of soft plastics in here. Maybe not a lifetime, but certainly a season. So, jumping in first. Now, these, I did not see a brand name for these, but these are just a really nice curly tail worm. And so I'll put these on eBay for anybody who might be interested in this. I've got tons and tons of these worms, so I don't personally need them to fish with. But it's a really neat, inexpensive soft plastic from back in the day, and it's got a color you just don't see a whole lot of. That white tail with, this looks like kind of some kind of like, I don't know if it's a grape or raspberry type finish or something like that, but a neat little red right there. Moving on, we've got some other ones too that are really pretty nice. I mean, look at these. Let's see if pull one of these out. I really like this color. It's like a red with the blue fleck. And there's still some companies today that are making worms like this, but a really, really cool little worm right here. Let's see if this one has a name on it. All right. So not in this particular color, but in the same design and probably the same lure manufacturer, I would guess. But maybe not, because these ones don't have it on the tail. But this is Chicken Foot. I looked it up. It's a gator lure company. And not the same. I don't believe it's the same as the gator tail. I think it's just called the gator lure. So, but the Chicken Foot, pretty neat. And then we've got some more of these over here. These quote unquote Chicken Foot style grubs. But essentially just a worm with some appendages out the side, but pretty cool. Keep on moving on. All right, next one. It just gets better and better throughout the bag. We've got some really nice grubs here. You sure as heck don't see this color. Look at that bright orange. It's nice. Next, we've got this really nice, realistic, this is kind of I'm not going to say it's a green pumpkin, but a very greenish brown, if you will, but would probably be pretty dang effective. Here's some more of these that I'm going to put up for sale, and really nice plastic bags too. Check that out. Look at that blue. Colors you don't see anymore today. but you got, you know, the white tail, blueberry color, almost like a jelly worm. I mean, just a super nice worm. So be on the lookout if you're interested in those, fishing some old school soft plastics. There's just a lot of them in here. This one is one, I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, it's a salamander, obviously, but the quality on it is outstanding. I mean, just a really, really nice, and the detail, it's even got the tongue hanging out of it. You can see each individual little finger. I don't know if this was kind of handmade at a bait store or something like that, but the soft plastic is awesome. Almost has like a feel of an old school power bait, too. That's kind of what this feels like, but good quality, nice old school little salamander type worm. And then what else we have in here? I think we have some more of these salamander style as well, but this is a bigger one. I'm sorry this one doesn't have a marking on it, but still just another little, almost like a zoom lizard, if you will. I mean, kind of like that, but just a little bit different, a little bit off. But nice little pack of soft plastics there. All right, this next page here is literally the entire reason why I bought this. Well, there's another one too, but primarily because of these. I wish this thing was full of these because that would have just been insane. But what it is, it's the man's auger snake. Very rare, hard to find little soft plastic worm from Man's. You never see them. You just literally never see them. Great detail on them. You can see, hopefully that shows up, but it says auger snake right there on the tail. And just two very, very nice colors. This tail, you can see where it says Man's. And then the other side says auger snake. That's it. I basically paid 20 bucks for this. The rest of it, yeah, it's fine. That'll probably go on eBay. You know, maybe I'll fish a few things, but this is cool stuff. I am totally going to make a video about that. Very excited about that. Man's auger snake. Just never see them. Never see them. All right. Another rare one that you don't see a whole lot of are these old school Jean LaRue craws. These are pretty neat. And as a matter of fact, I saw these for the very first time a few weeks back when I bought that huge lot of vintage lures. The guy had a bunch of these. It was one of my dad's friends. And my dad saw them, and he thought they were pretty cool, so he just basically stole them from me, and I didn't take any home, but, you know, that's how it goes. But weirdly enough, what do? I guess, you know, fast forward a couple weeks and find them again out in the wild. So I'm going to fish these. Really neat, soft plastic, pretty cool. So that's pretty exciting. Here's another craw pattern. I don't recognize this name, but maybe somebody out there does. It's called Hail, and looks like a very nice little craw. But, yeah, we'll put those for sale for anybody who might be interested in hail. So, put the hail for sale. Here we go. We got some more craw patterns here. Looks like kind of a tequila sunrise. And we got a black with chartreuse. Kind of, I don't know, claw pattern here. Once again, a non-marked. Oh, wait, no, these are hail. I'm sorry. So, more hails. There you go. All right, moving through the soft plastic still. Here we go. We got more of these chicken foot type lures right here. You can see right here where it says chicken foot on the tail there. And then we also have some more Jean LaRue and a few other kind of off-brand. There's a Hale. So I'll put those for sale. Anybody's interested in that. These are some nice old school Stanley jig tubes. That's a pretty cool color. Hey, someone's a tube guy. There you go. You know, I think the tube's awesome. I never really have a whole lot of luck with this particular color, but some people just, you know, this is all they fish, is that kind of light pattern. So it might be good too on the end of a jig. You never know. All right, we're moving. We're shaking. We're checking stuff out here. All right, we've got some more. And what we have here is a nice Guido's bug from the early 1990s. When it came from the Luck E Strike lure manufacturer company and named after Guido Hibden. You get a few of these here. These are, gosh, a really nice shape. It still has a lot of, you know, whatever kind of attractant, goo, stuff they put in there to keep the plastic fresh is still in there. None of these, all these are just good as new, honestly. I mean, it's pretty remarkable the shape these are in. Really nice kind of, I'm going to say it's green pumpkin, maybe motor oil green pumpkin with a chartreuse. And then we've got a lot of tubes here. Let's see if these tubes are marked. All right, in the last little section, we're going through a lot of soft plastics here. This one's not officially marked because I don't see it in the light here. But man, if that doesn't look like a stingray grub, if I've ever seen one, the man's stingray grub, I would guess that's probably what that is. Although I thought he stamped that on the tail. But nice little grub there. Maybe you guys can name this eel or whatever this thing is. But a couple of those. What else we got here? Oh, okay. I don't know what brand this is. I mean, these look like these are custom made. I don't know if these are officially produced or whatever, but these are those Jean LaRue craws that we saw before. And does it have a, it just says craw. Yeah, it's a Jean LaRue craw, but it's on a jig. So it's like kind of formed to the jig. Really, really cool. Yep, you know what that is? That's another video right there. We've got to fish these. These are just so quirky and goofy, and I've just never seen them. I think this is just something you got to do. So, yep, that's what we'll do. So there you go. I mean, $20 worth of soft plastics here. And more importantly, my favorite, you got the man's snakes. Just really, really cool. A lot of these are going to be for sale on eBay. Be on the lookout for that if you need some old school vintage soft plastic. Spring's coming right around the corner. You know you need to fish, you folks. So get online, check this stuff out. I'll put them at really, inexpensive prices because I want you guys to enjoy this stuff. Get them on the water. Go have fun with them. Well, maybe I didn't find the lures that I was looking for, but that's okay. I'd say probably 8 times out of 10, I don't. And that's all right. And it makes it that much more fun when you do find those items. But I did find some surprises, like these Tom Mann's auger snakes. These are awesome, hard to find soft plastic lures. So we'll fish those. And something I didn't have and didn't know I needed, but I had to have it, is this right here. Look at this old school Coors Light. Ooh, yeah, man, that's nostalgia. Got the color. That's artwork right there. And probably my favorite part of the whole estate sale is somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, I watch your show." I'm like, what? I was so thrown off by that I didn't even know what to say. First off, that anybody watches the show, and second, that they actually recognized me. But the dude was super nice. It was great to meet him. We were in there looking for lures, and at this particular estate sale, there's 2 garages, and we both ran to the wrong garage. And the other garage had all the lures and somebody would take them all. But that's all right. We still found some stuff. And it was a lot of fun. Great meeting the guy. And that leads me to my next point is that I want to thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you see me in a estate sale, just say, "Hey, dude, what's up?" If you got any questions about lures that I can answer, I probably don't have the answers, but I'll be happy to help. Why not? Hey, this is what it's all about, man. It's collaborating, having fun, buying and selling, collecting. That's what it's all about. That's why I make these videos, to kind of encourage you all to get out in the wild, look for the deals, or maybe just look for some stuff that you can put up around the house to, make a house a home, if you will. So there you go. Folks, until next time, we'll either see you in a estate sale or see you on the water. One of the two. Who knows? Anyways, we'll see you around. Thanks for watching Angling Archaeology, where we unearth the good old days. Don't forget to like and subscribe.